Welcome back to watching Hot Stocks live on ET Now. And let me also introduce and welcome one more special guest. Nirmal Jain, Chairman of IIFL, he joins us now. Nirmal, before we talk about your conference, a word on markets. Even the Indian markets are looking extremely oversold. Still no technical recovery is in sight.
There can be a bit of a correction, but the underlying mood still is not very positive. Because the entire rally, as I said that earlier also in our conversation, that in the last 2.5 years has been driven by FI money, and FI is jittery at this point in time. So I think even if markets recover because there is an overselling position, it may be more of a technical recovery. But I think a trend recovery will take a while. It will take some decisive action from government, some good news on say commodities, in particular crude oil front or inflation front, and some reforms initiative in the budget. Till then, I think it's a bit of a, although it happened all of a sudden, but it's like a bear market at this point in time.
Now throw some light on your Enterprising India Conference 2011 at IIFL. What's the theme this time around, and which are the marquee names that are going to be attending the conference?
Our theme this time also Enterprising India, because what we believe that India's unique selling proposition as an investment destination lies in its enterprising people. So despite whatever problems we have on political front, whatever problems we have in terms of democracy and bureaucracy working slowly towards approvals or any other reforms as well as infrastructure development, but still India keeps chugging along. India now is moving at 8.5-9% per annum, which is one of the fastest growth rate, and it looks like that maybe next 10 years we may surpass China also in terms of our GDP growth rate. So India's attractiveness is its people, which is a clear contrast to China, where the entire growth is because of the government and because of the state. And India, one probably can say that despite the state. So what we are trying to do, we showcase good entrepreneurs in our 3-day conference. We also published a book in which we profile and interview these entrepreneurs and leaders, and sometimes they may be from not from listed companies or business or corporate India as such, but the eminent lawyers, the eminent media people, and the eminent social people, they are also interviewed and profiled. And in this conference, we are getting very good, very well-known speakers. We are starting with Jim Walker, who is a very well-known economist. We also have Dr. John Reddy. Then we have Sri Lankan Central Bank's Governor Ajit Cabral. We are also getting some of the leading Sri Lankan companies for the first time to an Indian conference that includes the largest company, John Keel, and there are some of the larger companies as well. Besides these, we also have Shekhar Gupta, who is editor-in-chief of Indian Express. We have Sasi Tharoor, who is a minister and very eminent politician. So we have very good set of speakers over 3 days, and in terms of corporates, I think we are getting all the leading corporates. I mean, you name a large corporate and that will be there. They'll include ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Hindustan Lever, Maruti, and all of them, yeah.
Okay.
And in terms of fund managers also, we have 80 fund managers, and together they sort of manage almost about $5 trillion globally, and which is almost 4 times India's GDP. So I think we are getting the best of the fund managers and best of the corporates in this 3-day event, which is kicking off on 15th, that is Tuesday next week.
All right, Nirmal, stay with us. A quick break, but I would like to point out 2 names here. One is BF Utilities. It has recovered, and it has recovered quite smartly from the day's low. That's BF Utilities for you, 733 as we speak. So it is actually gaining as we speak. And the other one is Core Projects. Core Projects, 10 rupees up, and price action and volume action. It is clearly visible on that counter. A quick break. We'll be back with more market actions, some strategies, and more about that IIFL conference. Welcome back. You're watching Hot Stocks live on ET Now, and we are in conversation with Nirmal Jain, Chairman of IIFL. Nirmal, the HSBC conference just got over, quarter gets over today. How will the IIFL conference be different?
It's different in terms of sheer quality of investors and corporates that we are getting into the conference. So we got about 400 fund managers from all over the world, and we got 80 corporates. In fact, last year also most of the conferences get together in this month, February, which is convenient month to do conference. But I think there's a lot of India interest, despite whatever has happened in the last few weeks. From a medium to long term perspective, there are long only investors, there are good quality investors who are looking at India. And in fact, this market fall and market correction paradoxically has increased the interest, because this is a time when people look at good values, and good bargain hunting is a good time to invest, because if you like a company, you don't have to worry about valuations. All valuations are becoming attractive.
So Nirmal, which are the sectors where you would now go and perhaps start bottom fishing?
In terms of our recommendation to our clients, I would say that one should look at pharma and IT sector, because these are the sectors which are more resilient to even global cycles and global financial turmoil. And one should also see whatever has happened, say on the political front or on the stock market, doesn't seem to have affected real economy. So if you look at restaurants, if you look at airports, or you look at any other business activity, you go down and talk to small businessman who's running up, maybe in a small town also, they are all facing boom time activity in the business. So the real economy continues to do well. The rural market, the rural economy is doing very well. So I think it's just a matter of time that even consumption-led stories, FMCG, auto, all these will also come back. And I think these are the sectors that one should look at this point in time.
Right, Nirmal, so before we wrap, two names, one large cap name, one mid cap name, which you are pitching aggressively to your clients, and you are certain that it makes perfect sense to buy these names at these levels.
Sorry, Nikunj, you are saying
one large cap and one mid cap name.
Large cap and mid cap names, I'll not take stock names, but I'm saying that the names are very maybe at least in large cap. If you look at IT sector or you look at pharma sector, then Infosys, Sun Pharma, they've been our recommendations, so they still look good.
Alright, Nirmal, good to have you on ET now, and thank you for joining us. Let's look at the Nifty 50 and the Sensex 30 scorecard once again. Joining us on this show today. That's it on this edition of Hot Stocks. It's goodbye from Aisha and me. Thanks for watching the show.